Shut up and sit down.
What's the story, internet? Hope everyone is having a wonderful Monday. So sorry for no video yesterday. Unfortunately, I wasn't feeling very well. So that means today we're going to have a bit of a long video. So without any further ado, let's get into the review of the Premier League matches. We've got a lot to get through, so let's try and get through this as quickly as possible. Starting with Friday, Newcastle 2, Crystal Palace 0. Left it very late. Goal in the 88th minute and the 90th minute, thanks to Callum Wilson and Joe Linton. Seems like a relatively even match, but Newcastle just edged it. I mean, obviously they won 2-0, so fair play to them. Probably estimated that, but as I predicted, it was going to be an even match. It could go either way, so fair play to Newcastle on that one. Brighton won, Liverpool won, so it was the battle of the VAR. Although, in all honesty, Liverpool had the possession, but Brighton weren't out of that match by any means. Connolly should have had a couple of goals. Penalty that was saved in the first half. So it wasn't all Liverpool's way. And although Liverpool did have a couple of goals disallowed, Brighton weren't out of this match. So fair play to Brighton. I think a draw was probably the least they deserved, in all honesty. So obviously Jurgen Klopp not very happy having a go at Sheffield United's manager for whatever reason, and having a full 8-minute rant blaming the TV studios and etc, etc, etc. But not looking good for Liverpool. Diogo Jota is going from strength to strength, so fair play to him. But yeah, definitely a heated match, to say the least, even with the sardonic slow clap to the assistant after the penalty was given in the 93rd minute. But well done to Brighton. I don't think anyone would have predicted that beforehand. Manchester City 5, Burnley 0. Poor Burnley. Manchester City were just on form. Riyad Mahrez getting a hat-trick. Even Benjamin Mendy getting involved. It was one-way traffic. Burnley had 9 shots and 1 on target, but with the 31% possession, they weren't really going anywhere. Manchester City were dominating that match. So fair play to Manchester City, kept it tight at home. So Leeds won, Everton 0 at Goodison Park. Fair play to Leeds. I watched the highlights for this match, and Leeds, how it stayed 1-0, I will never know. Everton deserved a couple of goals, but it should have ended like 5-2 or 5-3 or something like that. Leeds definitely deserved to win. Fair play to them, because as we've seen in recent weeks, Everton can put the cosh on some teams with the players that they have. So both teams being very unlucky not to score before Rafinha's goal went in the 79th minute. A very, very entertaining match between those two. Two very complementary styles of play. And I think that Marco Bielsa and Carlo Ancelotti were two sort of heavyweights coming together. So fair play. West Brom 1, Sheffield United 0. The misery continues for poor Sheffield United. They just keep getting 1-0 after 1-0 after 1-0 after 1-0. And not to say that they deserved this one. 21 shots, only 5 on target though. But it keeps them firmly rooted at the bottom of the table with 1 point. I don't know what's going on in Sheffield at the minute. After what happened last season, you thought that they would have done so well, but the same thing is happening to them that happened to the likes of Reading in 2007, 2008, to QPR, to so many teams that have come up, performed so well and then fallen off, unfortunately. So hopefully they can turn it around, but they need a shake-up somewhere. It's just starting not to look good. If we look back at the table, they're only 4 points behind Burnley, but they're 6 points behind Fulham in 17. So, it's not looking good for poor Sheffield. Southampton 2, Manchester United 3. So, as I mentioned, I wasn't well yesterday, so I woke up at half-time and saw the 2-0, and I thought, how is it 2-0? And great free kick from James Ward-Prowse. Corner that just should have been marked better for Bednarak to score. And so it wasn't looking good at half-time. But then Edison Cavani came on, and it all changed. Very reminiscent of Robin van Persie's performance in his first season at Manchester United, where we were down 2-0 and scored in the 91st, 92nd minute to win it and win 3-2. So the only thing that was missing was that Cavani didn't get a hat-trick. Instead, he assisted Bruno Fernandes. So fair play to the Uruguayan. He came on and just completely changed the match. Manchester United weren't looking bad in the first half. Fernandes had a good opportunity. Greenwood had a good opportunity. And definitely made the most of Southampton's goalkeeper. He was just on fire in that first half, McCarthy. So fair play to the lad. But yeah, I think Manchester United performed very well to come back into that match, and not saying that with any bias, I promise. But no, very happy with the result. I felt very much the same way as I did after that Robin van Persie performance. So very happy there. Onto the board draw that was the London derby, Chelsea versus Tottenham. I feel that this was very reminiscent of the Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant classic wrestling match, the immovable force versus the I can't think of the word, but the immovable object. This is the unstoppable force, or whatever it was. Those two heavyweights coming head to head, and they just cancelled each other out. It just wasn't to be. Not to say it wasn't an exciting match. Chelsea had 13 shots and 3 on target. The Spurs only had 5 with 1 on target. It just seemed like it was one of those games of chess where both sides were very, very well prepared and just couldn't break each other down. So the master and the student have remained even with Frank Lampard and Jose Mourinho, so fair play. Arsenal 1, Wolves 2. Scary moment with Raul Jimenez clashing heads with David Luiz. Glad to hear that he's doing a lot better and is after his surgery he's being receptive, so that's good news, especially after a collision like that. Very, very scary, but a good performance from Wolves. Arsenal had the lion's share of the possession, but they just couldn't make anything happen. They did equalise very soon after Pedro Neto got his goal in the 27th minute, thanks to Gabriel. But then Daniel Podence put the nail in the coffin just before half time, and that was it. Very, very scrappy game in the second half. And so, yeah, I think Wolves probably deserved it. They just looked like they were the more hungry side and the side that was threatening the most. So I think Wolves definitely deserved that one. And then on to today's matches. So Leicester 1, Fulham 2. Very, very entertaining match. And fair play to Fulham, doing it in memory of Papa Bouba Diop, who unfortunately passed away at the young age of, I believe it was 46. So rest in peace to the young lad. And I think it was a very fitting memory for the player. Fulham played very well. Areola made some great saves. Leicester just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. Even though Jamie Vardy was trying his damnedest to do it, but he just couldn't get it in the back of the net. So sorry, I'm just looking up something here just to make sure that I said the right name. So yeah, I think fair play is in order for Fulham, especially after they haven't looked good this season. So yeah, definitely a worthy score for Fulham, and as I mentioned in one of the other matches, it puts them up to 17th. So fair play to them. I believe that's only their second win of the season. So Cavallero scoring a penalty after absolutely skying it last week, and Ademola Lookman proving his doubters wrong after he skied his no-look penalty from a couple of weeks before that. On to the last match of today, West Ham 2, Aston Villa 1. Even though West Ham have been doing so well, I don't think anyone really saw this because Aston Villa have been doing so well. And as could be seen by the incredible Jack Grealish goal and the bits of skill that he did to get around other players, Aston Villa did have a goal disallowed for offside. They also had a penalty come off the crossbar from Ollie Watkins. but West Ham took their chances. They only had 6 shots, 2 on target. Those 2 that were on target went in. There's no more you can say about that. West Ham did look good though. It's not like they were completely out of the match and just stole 2 opportunities. They did look very impressive. But Aston Villa, with their share of the possession and the amount of shots and just everything, on a different day, it could have gone very, very differently. But unfortunately, today was not that day for them. So hopefully they'll get back to their winning ways. But fair play to West Ham in the London Stadium. They are looking to be a very, very good side. I just want to have a look and see how many matches that puts them on undefeated. That's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so only 3 because they lost to Liverpool, but that means that they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So including some cup fixtures, they've got 10 positive results this season, which compared to what they did last season, that's incredible news. So fair play to West Ham. David Moyes is doing a good job at shoring up the problems that they've had in the past. So, and it just helps with this crazy season that we're having at the minute. It helps add another element to that craziness. So fair play to the London side, and hard luck to the Midland side in Aston Villa. But yeah, so that's my review of the weekend's football. I will be back tomorrow at 8 AM with a preview of tomorrow's Champions League fixtures, then back in the evening with a preview of tomorrow's Champions League fixtures, back Wednesday 8 AM for a preview, and then back in the evening for a review. So so until then, I hope you're all staying safe, keeping out of trouble. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and ta-ra for now.